उसने उससे पैसा कमाया और आज पाकिस्तान में हर शख्स अमीर होना चाहता है। तो मेरा आपसे ये सवाल है कि जो शोहरत आपको मिली वो तो बहुत ही कम लोगों को मिली, नॉट जस्ट इन पाकिस्तान बल्कि इंटरनेशनली। जी मैंने इसके ऊपर सवाल करना है,
कुछ नहीं होगा।
मैंने आपसे इसके ऊपर सवाल करना है जो पूरा पाकिस्तान भी जानना चाहता है कि इमरान खान इसको कैसे देखते हैं और वो क्या करेंगे इसके साथ, क्योंकि हम सब की ज़ुबान पे एक ही लफ्ज़ है कि ये होगा कैसे। लेकिन उससे पहले सलवा एक और तरफ तवज्जो दिलानी चाह रही हैं, पाकिस्तान की, वालिदैन की और ख़ास तौर पे ओवरसीज़ पाकिस्तानियों की भी, और आपकी उसमें विजन कि आप कैसे देखते हैं उसको, वो जानना चाहेंगी। सलवा, ओवर टू यू।
अस्सलाम वालेकुम इमरान भाई, आप कैसे हैं?
वालेकुम सलाम, बिल्कुल ठीक।
Good. My question is to do with the worldview image of Islam, and I grew up in the West where I believed everything the media taught me about Islam, you know, that it was a religion of extremism, terrorism and suicide bombers, until I read the Quran and I started asking questions. The Quran answered all my questions.
Louder.
And at that point I started turning the camera towards myself and correcting myself, and I ended up greatly benefiting from Islam. So why does it seem that the majority aren't really bothered about defending Islam by owning and implementing and demonstrating the message of the Quran to get rid of all these misconceptions?
Unfortunately, some of the Muslims are the worst advertisement for Islam. The portrait that comes off from the Muslim world of a Muslim is not very attractive. If you look at the leadership in the Muslim world, there are very few Muslim leaders who we look up to, and because we just do not have enough intellectual firepower amongst the Muslims to project a point of view, so we get defined by some of the worst elements in the Muslim world, and we have not been successful in countering this image. So that's one of the reasons. But Islam, like all religions, as we are told in the Quran that every people was sent a message, a messenger of God. All human communities were sent a message. And we believe that because of the Quran, the holy book, we have a message directly revealed to our Prophet, so it's unadulterated. It's not mixed. There's no human interference in the Quran, and so we believe that it is the greatest book of guidance. So unfortunately, we have not been able to portray the real image of Islam in the West, and there is no doubt there is a lobby, small lobby in the West, which wants to distort the Islamic image, which wants to, and I think specifically the Zionist lobby, it's very powerful, and because of the injustice done against the Palestinians, they want to portray the Palestinians as subhuman, these Muslims, terrorists, in order to occupy their land and expel them and ethnically cleanse them. This powerful lobby then leaves no opportunity to distort the image of Islam, and we unfortunately do not have the intellectual firepower to counter it.
Right.
इमरान भाई, आपके पास थोड़ा सा और टाइम है, मुझे हमें पता है आपकी मीटिंग है, बट एक दो बड़े अहम सवाल है, अगर आप उनका ब्रीफ जवाब दे दे तो।
जी बोले नजम।
Some friends.
I think that covers. Yeah, you can get his view on it.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay. Some friends of mine who work in the education system in the UK, they told me that British schools have now implemented a new part of teacher training, where they're training the teachers to recognise symptoms of potential future terrorists out of the children in schools. All this has come about because of well, ISIS and, you know, massive Islamophobia. So I just wanted to ask, what message would you like to give to the parents? Should they be afraid of Islam, or should they be building role models, which I feel that Muslims really need on the world map? Because parents these days seem to be more focused on professional success.
Look, if parents spend time and effort on their children, they give them love, give them guidance, it's impossible for a child to turn towards terrorism. Forget about terrorism, it's impossible for children to actually not be human and caring about other human beings. The reason why humans turn into terrorists, there is normally it's because of injustice. Extreme injustice in a society pushes people to become subhuman. You know, behind all terrorism are political injustices.
Right.
If there's terrorism in Palestine, there is a huge injustice done there. Look at our own Afghanistan and Pakistan. There are about 150,000 people killed in a war which had nothing to do with either Afghanistan or Pakistan or the tribal areas. There was no Pakistani involved in 9/11. And similarly in Iraq, on a wrong premise, weapons of mass destruction, a country is invaded and devastated. And so when you destroy human communities and you cause, and because of injustice you cause violence, and violence breeds desperate people. Violence creates violent people. So I mean, humans don't just suddenly become terrorists because they are taught in school, or it's because of a fundamental injustice, imbalance in a society, which drives people into that state. And before 9/11, most of the suicide bombings were by Tamil tigers. It wasn't because of the teaching Hinduism, which was what the Tamils are. It's not because of Hinduism they converted into terror and they did the most of the suicide attacks. It's not because of their religion. It's because of a political struggle where they felt there was injustice. And eventually to fight injustice, they turned themselves into human bombs against overwhelming force. Exactly what the Palestinians did. And then same in what we see, where people feel if their wives and children get killed by bombing, air bombing, it could drive anyone into fanaticism. So we must always see the root causes. Why do human beings turn into violent people? And you will always find injustice at the root cause.